Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you how to create a glitch video if you don't have your own pattern or texture to use. And it's pretty simple actually. So let's do this. Let's duplicate the background right here. So we're going to right click on that layer, duplicate it. And then let's also create an actual layer right there. So we're going to create a layer. So we got our original background layer. We duplicated that background layer, and we also made a simple layer with nothing on it, okay? Empty layer. So right here, I would go to white. I would select white as your color. You could experiment with different colors, but we're just gonna go white. I think that's gonna get you the best results. Go to your brush right here, and right here, I would go down less. So here I have a photo I found on Unsplash. We're gonna cool portrait. And for this one, you might have to experiment to see what you want your brush size to be, okay? And so make sure that you have the empty layer that you added, have that selected, and then you're gonna hold down on Shift. And what you're gonna do is just create lines. So now you can go either way with these lines. And then if you want to, you can just expand them. So I'm going to go left and right because it's just easier to go left and right with my mouse. And then I can just turn that whole layer around. So let's go like that, holding down Shift. If you hold down Shift, what it's going to do is it's going to make horizontal lines. Okay. So let's change that down now. Let's go down to 3. So again, I'm experimenting to see how I want to create some thin lines. And if you make a mistake, you can just go Command Z if you're on a Mac. So that's why I'm using a Mac. So notice I'm kind of going over some of these areas over and over. So that's going to create some really cool glitching. It's just a process of going over and over. And what you can do too is, let's go back over here. Yeah, the hardness. I have the hardness set to like in the middle. You can experiment with that too. And I have this layer over top so I can see the marks I'm making. Now, if you notice, some of these lines are getting darker as I'm going over them more. And if I go too far with my brush, the whole thing moves. So if that happens and you kind of move too far over to the side or something, you can go back to Command 0 if you're on a Mac. And what that's going to do is it's going to put it back in the center of the screen. So this can kind of take a little bit, but that's what's going to kind of be your own signature thing that you're going to do with these. And it's going to be your own look. And it's going to look really cool. You can have very subtle, or it can be very obvious, depending. And if you want to experiment with, so you can just go one time across too. And when you go one time across, what that's going to do is just kind of make the line very light. But if you go back and forth, it makes it stronger. So if you want to make a really, some softer lines, some darker lines. And okay, if you make a mistake like that, you just go Command Z it. Now let's go, and I'm going to actually go back to my brush size, maybe change it to 5. Let me see if I can get 5 here. enter. And I'm just kind of going through here. And again, left and right is very easy compared to up and down. So you might consider that. Whoop, I keep on going too far over. And then let's see. Make sure I keep on accidentally going off. So just make sure your brush is completely off the canvas. And so I'm just kind of going through here, just finding some other spots to go. And now the cool part, once you think you got something, you can always make more on here too if you think. Okay, so now that we got that, what I am going to do for this one, I'm going to flip it around. So I'm going to go to the move tool and I'm on the layer right here. And so I'm going to flip it around only because I'm going to actually go left and right. I could go up and down with the glitch effect too. So if you want to experiment what that looks like. So I'm just going to flip it all the way around here. And up here where it has 90.28, I'm going to make sure it just says 90. Okay. And now with this, I'm just simply going to stretch it up higher. Okay. Stretch it until it kind of goes into place. And let's just go like that, and I can kind of get an idea there. So now, if you want to, you can go this way with it. You don't have to. So now that I got that, I'm actually going to take this layer right here, and with the move tool right there, I'm just going to move this layer a little bit left or right. Now I won't really see anything until I actually see. You can see with the pink where it's in the center. So I'm just going to move it a little bit over. You can also just use if you have it selected, you can also just use your arrow keys on your keyboard to move it a little bit that way. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move this layer to the top here like that. You can't really see much going on here, right? But I'm going to hold down Option, and then I'm going to select both between this top layer and the pattern like that, and it should glitch real good. So right there, you can see that. If you want to do more of an effect, you can keep going over those lines more, but I think that looks really cool. You got it very subtle, or it can be thicker. So let's just say I can go back up here and go to Option and undo this, and I can put this picture back in the middle like this, and I can go back up here to the layer, and let's say if I want to add some more lines here, I can add some more lines here by just making them a little thicker. So let's say I want to add a couple more. I can go up here and I can hold down the shift, and I can just kind of go back and forth over that. And I can just add some, let's say I want to add some thicker lines maybe. Maybe just one right there. One right here. You're going to see it really good on anywhere that's kind of light, right? Maybe just going to add some there. And so all I'm doing is just kind of adding a little bit more to it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this other layer, and I'm going to go to the move tool right here, and I'm just going to move it over just a little bit. And then now I'm going to go back up here, bring this layer back, the the layer with all the drawing, and then I'm going to go hold down Option on my Mac here in between these two layers, and you can see that glitching real good. And so let's go like this, like that. Okay. And again, if you want to transform it, you could also try it the other way around. So let's just see what that would look like the other way around. So I'm going to go back and up here at Option. And this layer right here, let's just turn it around and see what that looks like. Again, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go 90. And then I'm going to go right here just so I can see what's going on with it. It looks good. Let's move it out here a little bit like that. Move it up here like this. Let's see if we, and then hold down Option. There you go. So you can kind of see what that looks like when you move it like, and let's go back over here. And instead of moving it left and right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it up and down. Okay. And now I'm going to go back like this Option. So that kind of looks cool like that too, depending on what you want to try to achieve with your glitch. Okay. And that's how you can create a glitch effect with lines if you don't have a pattern for it, and have fun with that.